Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Peace-Eye. Welcome to another video. So, today I'm going to be taking you through the updated Therion synchro deck profile. I took this to locals, as you guys saw in the matches that I posted. It didn't do as well as I thought, but I've got a lot of changes and ideas that I'm going to do for the next iteration. So, I played 3 Regulus again because I wanted to see it. I think I'll cut that down to 2. 3 Lily Borea, obviously you want to see it. And then engine requirements, I played an Empress and a Yule. So that's the Therion package, just 8 main deck monsters. For the spells, the 2 Therion Coliseum, because you need 1 for follow-up and then 1 for your main combo, in case you don't have access to it. The 1 Endless Engine Argeo system. At this point, it's just like win more. I was thinking of cutting it, but on activation, it dumps one of the Therions, so you can activate 1 in your hand, which is why we play a higher count so that we can resolve that interaction. And I cut this down to 42 cards from 60. But in addition to that, you can send it off the field spell to protect your guys from battle, or any other Therion for that matter. But usually you would want to send this. The 1 Therion charge, it's a hard once per turn, but it's really nice to search anyway. And then the Therion cross. Gosh, there's just so many cards that are so good, but like I'm thinking of cutting them. There's the other Therion trap card that I've considered, which can reborn 1. But at that point, I could just play Monster Reborn. I know Monster Reborn's not searchable, but at the same time, I am most likely searching the field spell anyway. So, like, the utility is not there. Like, the deck's not consistent enough to play something like that. For the Synchro package, still the 1 Sire Reflector, the 1 Assault Beast, and the 1 Assault Mode Activate. This gives you a level 8 body plus a discard fodder. Off of either 1-for-1 or emergency teleport. The other portion is the Z-Amin, the Deer Note, the Foxy Tune, and the Ogre Dance. So I added the Ogre Dance because sometimes you don't have card advantage to actually activate the Foxy Tune to bring out the Deer Note, but you still want Z-Amin to become a level 8. So if you just search the Ogre Dance, you contribute that off. But it also acts as a double, actually even a triple benefit. The second benefit to it is if you do hard draw this, you can send it to the graveyard to add your Z-Amin from your deck to your hand and use that as your normal summon. And then finally, we are playing Small World, spoilers, and this is a great Small World bridge, and you don't actually need it for your engine pieces. So if you're using this as a bridge, it won't matter that you banish it face down. So I really like that card. In the tournament. And then the 1 Ghost Ogre, because sometimes you're going to have Z-Amin already, so your Punk Jam Dragon Drive gets some value, and Ghost Ogre was actually insane. In the match against Tri-Brigade that I posted, you guys can see that I had double emergency teleport. If I had activated both emergency teleports and not misplayed, I would have had the Ghost Ogre on field to actually destroy the Apollosa on Chainlink 3. When he tried to negate my Sire Reflector. So that's an interaction that you guys should know, because Apollosa is in the format. If you do open Emergency Teleport, you can put the Ghost Ogre on your field, going second, and then try to combo, because that completely invalidates your opponent's Apollosa. So Ghost Ogre is actually pretty decent. And if you hard draw it against like Centurion or something, or even certain Fire King hands, like it's decent. To round out the Synchro package, the 1-for-1 to bring out the Sire Reflector. It's your only main deck target. You could special summon a Droll, but I cut the Magician Soul package. It was just kind of like putting an extra body on board. 3 Emergency Teleport. So this is the reason you play the deck, basically. This starts your whole combo. So that's for the Psychic portion of the Synchro monsters. The rest of the Synchros, because we do play level 4 Synchros, 3 Obsessive uvuoloop. Uvuoloop is awesome because when you're going through your Synchro monsters, your Diabolantis, the Menacing Mantis, and your Punk Jam Dragon Drive, you're basically already accessing 2 Synchro monsters. So not only if you get this in your graveyard can you add it to your hand, but in the same turn you can activate the effect to banish the other one from your graveyard to special summon it. So it's a level 4 tuner Synchro extender, basically. So I really like that. So you want to see it, so you play 3. I might cut that down to 2 now that I'm playing the what's it called, the Small World. But for your other level 4 tuner, if you already have access to your Lily Borea, you don't need to dump your Lily Borea off of your Menacing Mantis. You can actually dump the Goki Pole. And when you dump Goki Pole, you get Dragonbite. And as you guys saw, there's a combo with Symphonic Warrior Mics. You search the Dragonbite, you special summon the Mics, so you get your extra normal summon. You normal summon the Dragonbite, then you can use Dragonbite's effect to banish the Goki Pole as cost. to increase this level to 7 or increase this level to 8, doesn't matter. Then you can synchro summon for Crimson Dragon and search the Reborn that lets you bring back the dragonbite and make your full lock on your opponent. So it's really useful. I really like that package. I might increase that package for the next iteration. So yeah, Goki Pole and Dragonbite, the only level 4 insect tuner in the entire game. So that's why I play that card, but who knew that the actual effect would actually be useful. And then finally for the Synchro package, the Synchro Rumble, the searchable monster reborn that you can search off of your Crimson Dragon. Really awesome, really powerful. Hate to draw it though. And then finally rounding out the deck, I did play the Symphonic Warrior package. I was looking at cards in the game that could give me a normal summon, and I didn't want to play triple double summon. I wanted a monster to be able to use for 1-for-1 if I drew it, or and to just get stuff out of my hand because by discarding one, which is really useful in this deck. So the Symphonic Warrior engine just goes so well in this deck. This is basically the target for a Brilliant Fusion. So we're playing 3 Symphonic Warrior Guitar and then 1 Symphonic Warrior Mics. Mics is the one that's level 5, and when it's special summoned or normal summoned, you get an additional normal summon during that turn. So this is what gives you your extra normal summon, but you do have to either hard draw this or use a Small World Bridge to get into it. But yeah, I think I'm going to increase this package by 1 just to make it a little bit more versatile. It won't make it any more consistent because you can only play 3 of this, but it'll make it more versatile for sure. And then that might add a small world bridge as well, depending on what I add. Speaking of small world bridges, the next portion is just consistency and extenders and draw cards. So I consider Bigfoot a draw card, but it's also a great small world bridge. Speaking of small world, I played it at 3. You definitely want to see this because if you're playing through a hand trap, or 2, then it's not going to be as good. But if you're not playing through any hand traps, the consistency that Small World provides this deck is unbelievable because there's just the 1-card combos, and you just make an unstoppable board because you're basically stopping your opponent from doing anything. 2 trade-in. I think I'm going to cut this. This is just remnants from when I played all the other dangers, and I'm not drawing this as often with a Therion card like as I would want to just draw 2 cards. So honestly, I'm just going to cut it. It's a bad mill 2 off of Zombie Vampire. Like the only time I see this is when I mill 4 off of Zombie Vampire. So I'm just going to cut that. And then Card Destruction, I didn't like that today either. It's just a random one of, not even as powerful as 1-for-1. So there's no justification. I'm not playing Thrust in this build because I'm not just really planning on being able to search off of it. And if I'm going into a board, I don't think Card Destruction is going to really help me anyway. A Board Breaker is going to help me. I was thinking about maybe playing Left Arm Offering to search any normal spell in my deck, but you have to banish your entire hand as cost. So unless you have a way already set up in the graveyard or on the field to add a card to your hand, like a Champion Sargass or something, then that card would be worthless too. So really there's no way to make this deck more consistent, but I'm trying for you guys because this is just really fun in the way the cards work together. Extra deck stayed the same, so I'll go through it quickly. 1 Diaboldus, the Menacing Mantis, 1 Punk Jam Dragon Drive, 1 Crimson Dragon, 1 Geomathmech Final Sigma. I kind of wish this was a Legatia, but having this in the extra monster zone comes up sometimes. It's unaffected by card effects, except for Mathmech cards when it's in the extra monster zone. And I'm sure every single one of you guys has this. Legatia is going for like $15 at the time of making this video, and this is going for like literally maybe $1, if that. Obviously, you're going to want to lock your opponent out of the game. But if you don't own the Hot Red King Calamity, you can actually just play the other target, which is Blazar, which is just a negate that comes back every time. Its effect to negate something is cost to banish itself until the end phase. So it's not like your opponent can negate the summon back. Like, this is a very versatile, powerful boss monster. It's really, really amazing. So that's it for the synchros. Next up is XEs. This is mainly an XE strategy. So you put a lot of bodies on board. So we do play the Utopic Future and the Utopic Draco Future, which adds an extra negate for the stuff that you've already used. If you want to protect your board, we do play the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. If you're being budget, then you don't have to play this. It's just, you better draw that Regulus. Captain Sargass to search any Therion card, which is really nice. Coach King Giant Trainer. It got reprinted, so you guys can have access to this. It is a draw 3, and it burns your opponent, but don't forget you don't get a battle phase. You're usually overlaying these two to make your Utopic Draco Future. But but you could also use zombie vampire as well. You cannot use number monsters, so you can't use your Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon, or your Hope Harbinger to go into it. But Hope Harbinger is really good. If you do not have the Therion, which is why I don't want to cut this. If you don't have your Therion field spell up to protect your SP on your end board, then Hope Harbinger can redirect up to 2 attacks. And if your opponent activates a spell and you negate it, it becomes a material. So you can redirect a 3rd attack, which protects your SP. So your SP gets its value as a disruption. Next up, the Zombie Vampire that I mentioned to mill 4. The Zeus that you can actually hard make. I am thinking of cutting this. It did come up once, but it wasn't game defining. It just cleared some space for me. So honestly, I know this is an XE strategy, and this is a wild hot take, but I don't think you need Zeus for this deck. So I'm going to put a Psychic End Punisher in this slot, I think, because I definitely didn't want to cut the SP Little Knight, because sometimes if you get disrupted, your board ends up with random levels that you can't use for XEs or Synchro Summons. So you need a way to clear those. So you must play at least 1 Link, and this is literally the best Link in the game. Shout out to Team Bad Cards for buying this card for me for my birthday. All right, and then finally the side deck, just 3 Lava Golem. You're going to obviously not want your normal summons in as much when you're playing this, but it can deal with 2 monsters right away, and it's also a level 8, which is cute. This is remnants of when I was still playing trade-in and stuff. I could probably change this out for a different board breaker now that I'm going to cut the trade-ins. But even if when you mill this off of Zombie Vampire, you can't special summon it because of its summoning restriction. So, I mean, I was just using it for level 8 synergy, honestly, because of the, what's it called? The trade-in. But now that I'm cutting trade-in, I might go back to Kaijus. I still have to figure that out. But still, tributing 2 monsters is insane. Droll and Lockbird, I mean, you literally have to play it this format. I mean, I should put this in the main if I'm being honest. At least 1, because then it could be a small world bridge at worst, worst case scenario. I might think about that. I might put 1 in the main. My Kashtira deck has 2 in the main and then 1 in the side. But I might do the other way around for this deck. But I don't know. Keep an eye out for that video. I tried Change of Heart. I don't even think I came in today because I bricked and I got basically 2-0'd the matches that I recorded. Harpy's Feather Duster and Twin Twisters for those back row decks. Harpy's Feather Duster is self-explanatory. This is just remnants of when I was playing the Danger package. You do want to get your Therion monsters in Graveyard, which would be nice. And usually, if you have a Danger monster on board and you draw into your Lightning Storm, you can't use it. So that's why I just did these 4. Evenly might be good too now that I'm not running a heavy Danger package, but I did instead opt to play Forbidden Droplet. It's just really good going second. I was maining the Chalice, but I cut that to side the Droplet, and I wanted to cut it down from 60 cards, even though the 60 card version did better. But that was on a Saturday when there was a lot more players, so I had more ability or more chances to play a bad player. But there was only 18-ish player, or no, it was something like 14 or 15 players on Monday, so I faced better people and I lost more often. And then finally, the one best Floodgate still at 1. There can be only 1. When you flip this, you usually win, so you just play 1 of it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Subscribe for the next iteration and subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.